dun, dun, dun. Hello, beautiful people. Yay! We're here. It's me, Robyn Carpenter Briscoe, your favorite spiritual life coach. Yay! I'm so excited to be here today because it's contest day. Woo, 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 woo. Yes. So it's true, it's contest day. And why am I having a contest? Because I want to give away stuff. And why do I want to give away stuff? Because the month of June is my birthday month. And so as my birth month, I decided that we needed to have a contest. But I want to make sure that, it's going to be a good one. So I had to come up with some really good prizes. And then I decided that today, for anybody that joins me today, if you tune in and stay for it, then you can get an extra entry. Woo! But you have to stay to the end to get it. So here we go. I decided that to celebrate my birth month, I needed to give away some stuff. So of course, we should talk about what I'm giving away first. Like, why do you want to enter this contest? So we're gonna start with the grand prize. So the grand prize is a spiritual empowerment box. So in the spiritual empowerment box, there are 5 stones, some oracle cards. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So I thought we would go through the 5 stones 4 of the stones. One of the stones is a mystery. There's a mystery stone. A mystery stone. What? Yes. Okay. So let's start. The spiritual empowerment box is, I would like to be clear. When I create these kinds of boxes, it is because stones and crystals have come across my path that I think someone needs to have, and I will hold on to them until I decide just the way that the configuration that I think that I want it to go. So the stones that are in this box came to me in various ways. I bought a lot of stones and crystals during quarantine last year. I was just trying to make sure everybody kept their business going. So I bought lots of stones and crystals. Yeah, some people started their stones and crystal businesses during quote COVID quarantine and all this fantastic, unusual, incredible, the chaos that has happened over the last 18 months. Yeah. So what stones do you think that I'm going to choose for a spiritual empowerment box? I'll tell you. So we're going to start with one of my favorites, and I love this size of this stone. So it's important to understand that I love really big stones. I love jewelry. I also love stones that are easily held in your hand and carried with you. And that is what this is. This is a Labradorite, and it is a Labradorite. It's got a good amount of flash. And now if you can see, here we go. So this Labradorite, the deal is, I want you to carry it with you as often as possible. And that is why I don't want some giant stone that is going to weigh down your bag or your pocket or your bra or however it is you decide to carry it around with you. I want it to be something easy to slip in, hold on, take a moment when you need a moment. As a reminder, or for the first time, if you are not familiar with Labradorite, Labradorite is, I'm reading from the Essential Guide to Crystals, Minerals, and Stones. My inner light shines brightly for all to see. I am a shining star. Cue Earth, Wind, and Fire. I am love. My intuition is strong. I observe how the world around me is a mirror of the world within me. Ooh. Labradorite is the Philosopher's Stone, which I love because I love philosophy, helping you examine the recesses of your mind. Use this stone to shine the light on the knowledge and wisdom within you. Yes, it guides you towards understanding the mirrors in your relationships, helping you see better your relationship within yourself. Now, can we see why Labradorite would be considered a good stone for spiritual empowerment? In case we don't remember what spiritual empowerment is, I was actually going to make this one of the contest questions, but I decided not to. Spiritual empowerment is the freedom to live your life as your authentic self without fear or apology. I'm going to say it again. Spiritual empowerment is the freedom to live as your authentic self at all times without fear or apology. Because think about it. We know who we are, or even if we don't think we do, we do. Way inside, there is the you that has always been the you that is always the you. And when you allow yourself to be that self without fear of anyone judging you, having issue with it, whatever, or apology for being that authentic you, that is when we are fully and completely spiritually empowered, because then we get to live our life as ourself at all times. And it feels good. Feels good. Yeah, it does. It feels good. Labradorite, first stone. What's our next stone? Oh, this is my friend. It is Apophyllite. Oh, now this is a lovely piece too, right? If you bought last year's top 5 stones for 2020, you will remember Apophyllite. And Apophyllite's message is what? Do we remember? Perfection is my natural state of being. I have a focused mind. I have mental clarity. I know and trust my inner truth. I accept myself without judgment. What? Use it when you are allowing yourself to connect to universal life force energy. Yes, this is the essence of everyone on the planet. This is that connection to divine self without any sort of judgment around what you could be, what better you could be, what anything that you could be. This is the you that you are, and it is perfect and divine. And this is the stone that helps you remember that. It is the perfect stone to clear your mind of incessant chatter. Monkey mind. Beep, 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 beep. Yes. The result is the clarity of consciousness. You not only know who you are, it's like how you are in the world as self, in the perfection that you are. Yes, yes. So, Apophyllite, the next stone in our spiritual empowerment kit is Aragonite. Now, this is definitely an odd one to, and not the easiest to get good pictures of, but you've seen it. I've actually posted pictures specifically of this stone because I love it so much. So Aragonite is creative chaos. Yes, I have a gift for creativity. I can see things others seem to miss. I stay focused on the task at hand, even when confusion is around me. I solve problems with ease. This gemstone gently guides you to quietly go within yourself to locate your center. It directs you toward clarity, organization, and creative solutions. Aragonite shows you the way to your center. It helps you feel and know the depth of your emotions. It is a reminder that it is important to recognize and become aware of your emotions and define them. It is equally important to learn how to detach from your feelings to become a more objective observer, just as an artist observes nature. So think about that. Let's think about this for a second. This is a stone that has to do with, look at it. I'm trying to get you a good look at this stone because I want you to see the way it's structured. It is all these, like, I believe if you were to see it in the ground, all of these little things that are poking out would like poke out long, like a giant, like star. Remember, as I said, we're always talking about expansion more than growth. Yes, because expansion means you are going out in all directions, and growth is generally pretty directional, single directional. Yes. So this is this beautiful cluster of all of these different multifaceted crystal. It's a collection, it's a cluster of crystals. So I love the idea that it is about creative chaos, and that although lots of things are going on around you, you still have the ability to like maneuver it all, right? And create something spectacular. And it's like, go do the thing. Like, don't get stuck in the oh, but this and that and that. So again, spiritual empowerment. If we are getting to the point where we are living authentically as ourselves at all times, then we need to be able to walk into any situation and be fully creative as ourselves in that time. So, Aragonite. This is Septarian stone. So you can see how cool this stone is. Like, look at how cool it is, right? I love this stone. I seriously thought about keeping this one, but you can't keep all the stones. I know. And what I also know is I'm not supposed to keep them I'm a conduit. They're supposed to make their way from me, through me, to someone else. And this stone, its message is Dragon Heart. My personal power is completely intact. What? I am balanced, aligned, and connected with my magnificence. Come on. I'm going to say it again. I am balanced, aligned, and connected with my magnificence. Yes? Yes. I recognize my self-worth, which has been deeply instilled in my consciousness by the divine. I know exactly who I am, right? And I know I am worthy of all good because I know that I am one with Source. So if all things are one, and that one is perfect at all times, then I know I am one with that perfection. Yeah? Come on. What else is it saying? It helps you uncover and clear away outdated belief systems attached to old memories and other thought forms or mental energy that have accumulated over time in your mind. This is literally a mindset resetter. It's like all that old crap that you told yourself, all that old crap that you decided was yours to be or embody or whatever. Those things are all lies. All that old lies that you've been telling yourself, lies, they're lies. Lies. And this is to remind you exactly who you are. And as Reverend Andrea likes to say, whose you are. This is your reminder stone. And this is the like, psh, that's not me. I don't accept or recognize that at all as something that is real for me if it doesn't resonate in here, right? If it's not resonating deep within you as the yes. If there's a story that you keep telling about yourself that doesn't make you stand up and want to claim it as I am this. That is some bullshit story that you were telling yourself or that someone told you and you believed them. And this is the stone that is going to help you clear that stuff away. Helps uncover and release emotions that have been bubbling beneath the surface so that you can proceed toward emotional healing and discontinue unwanted, repetitive patterns in your relationships. And I'm going to say, particularly with self, because this is about your spiritual empowerment. So we are 100% talking about yourself. So now we have the mystery stone. Woo! Okay. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. I am going to tell you what it's for, though. This stone is about expanding your knowledge and providing insight. It is the wise soul stone because it can help you dig up your deep-rooted issues in your innermost self. This stone will help you deal with issues with strength, courage, and love. So think about this. When we are talking about spiritual empowerment, when we are talking about the idea of honoring and being our authentic, illimitable self at all times without fear or apology, then that means we have to get rid of some old crap that's within us, right? We just talked about that septarian stone, going, old crap, get away, I'm done with that crap. And this is a stone that helps you face it, face the idea of bringing it up, and with courage and love for self. Because remember, if it's something that you've been holding on to your about self for a really long time, one, it's deeply rooted in you, and you may not even know where it came from originally. Recently, I had a conversation with a client where they were telling me something about themselves, and then they had already told these stories about themselves from when they were younger, that there was a dichotomic moment in my mind where I was like, hold up. So is this thing that you're telling me about yourself really a thing? Or is it somewhere you believed that you couldn't be this and squashed that, and now this is what you believe about yourself? Because it's been so long that you've been doing it that now you don't even know that that's not technically really you. I know that sounds very esoteric, and at the same time, it's what it really means is you got to dig up this stuff, examine this stuff with love and courage. You can't be afraid to dig up this stuff, and you have to love yourself through it because it's all you. It's like, look at you doing that thing. Look at you being jealous. Look at you having fear. Look at you being, feeling lonely when you're in a room full of people. Look at you feeling these things. Look at you saying those things. Look at you claiming those things about your life. When we know, looking at self, right? When we know that you are magnificent, you are one with all that there is, you are part of the magical light. The light that lives within all of us is one with the light that is. So if there is all love, all light, all good that exists as everyone and everything, you are that. And at times we forget that by all the things that get put on us and we put on ourselves. And so we got to get rid of them with courage and love, knowing fully and completely that we are one with source energy. And that means perfection is our natural state of being. Yes. So that is all I'm going to tell you about the mystery stone. Ooh, I wonder what it is. Okay. So a couple other things that are happening that are in the box. What else is in this box? Because you were going to want the box, aren't you? I know that you are. So something else in the box is a sage bundle. Now, I do want to talk about this a little. So this was a gift. It was one of several that was purchased for me as a gift from people that that we have a mutual admiration for one another, and they gave it to me as a gift about 2 years ago. It was a lot. They gave me a lot of them, and so then we had to have the conversation that I'm about to have with you. This is a beautiful sacred herb that has been burned as part of spiritual ceremony here in the United States with indigenous peoples from however long there have been people literally living on the native North American continent. So this is sacred. This is sacred herbs, and they need to be treated as such. In saying that, it is important to remember that don't do too much of anything, right? So a lot of this white sage has been over-farmed. They've depleted soils. There's all kinds of stuff that has happened because people really got into it and found out about it and all the things. So the sage that I generally burn is sage that is actually growing at a friend of mine's house, and they harvest it and they bless it and then harvest it and dry it and bless it and then give it out to friends for blessing. And that is how I generally get my sage. So this sage bundle was a gift. And because it was a gift and I am now giving it, yes, I feel energetically we have done all the work necessary for this to be a blessing and fully and completely without any of the energetic challenges around what we know is happening, which I've just explained to you, is happening with white sage. So I included it in the box because I wanted to keep the good going, and I believe in that. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to remind you there are lots of sacred herbs to burn. Consider if you really want to start doing a lot more smudging, consider where you are. Do a little research in your area and find out in your area of the country, what did people indigenously burn in gratitude and blessing, and harvest that, bless that, say blessings, say gratitude, harvest it, dry it, bless it, burn it, use that. It doesn't have to be white sage. It does not have to be like people start getting caught up in rules about how things have to be. And the thing to remember is, particularly with anything old, ancient, metaphysical, it's all made up. Each thing that you or learn or that someone teaches you or any of the things that I read, it's all made up. Well, I mean, the intentions around with stones and crystals are a little more involved than simply being it's made up. People talk to stones and crystals, energetically, and they can tell you what the stone is for. I've seen children do this. And one of these days, I'm just going to repost this video of this kid that I saw talking about how to do crystal grids and why you do them and what's so important. Because it helps you understand fully and completely when someone is connected to a stone or crystal. They can tell you exactly what it's for, how to use it, why you should be using it, why you specifically need it, like they're in. So we're not going to debate that. What I am going to say is do a little research. But in the meantime, if you win this box, you do get this beautiful bundle. This is very dry. I've had this quite some, like I said, I got a lot of it. So it's going to be super smoky. So when you do use it, I would definitely say make sure it's well ventilated. So this is a candle. It is a white candle. It is a candle for an altar and for prayer. And this candle will be dressed by me, which means I put oils and stuff on it. Once you win it, and I know it's going to you, because then I can dress it because I know who it'll be going to. So you get a dressed candle to, do your stuff. Then, and you get these roomy oracle cards. Woo! These are one of my favorite things that I've ever purchased ever. And the funny thing is, the reason that these are part of the box is because I bought 2 because I didn't realize I had ordered 2 until they came, and I was like, oh, I ordered 2 of those. They are magnificent, truly and beautiful. You probably can't see these photos. These pictures are pictures of the cards, but each one of the cards is actually a painting. So they're really beautiful. They are, there's 44 cards in here with a guidebook, and it is all connected to Rumi poetry. And if you are at all familiar with Rumi, then you know it's about love. You know, Rumi is an ancient poet that speaks to the heart of things, to your heart and to the heart of things. So I love these. I use this deck all the time with clients. I used it. This is a great segue. I used it as part of my Success Stones kit determination. When I did my Success Stones kit this year, one of the ways that I determined what would be the stones that were necessary for this year was using the Rumi Oracle cards. And the reason this is a beautiful segue, because I want to tell you how you can win this. Yes. How can you win this? I've told you all the magnificent things inside of it. So how can you win this? I wanted to read it to you. So here is how you win this. I'm going to ask you to do a video. I know. Short, not a long video. Laser, as we're always saying in my practitioner cohort when we're sharing. It's like laser. Tell me what's going on. Tell me how you feel about it. Not necessarily all the backstory. So there are 3 things that you have to do in your video, and then you send it in, and at the end of the month, all the people that have entered will go into a pot, and 3 names will be chosen. 1 will get their own copy of their own set of Success Stones kit, and a what is called a crystal charging session. So you get this also with your spiritual empowerment box. So what happens is, once you get your stones and crystals, we get on a Zoom call together, and we go through what each one of the stones is for, just like I did, but a little bit shorter. We go through what each one of the stones is for, what resonates with you. We create a mantra for that stone, and we charge your stone. Then you can take your notes, you remember exactly what each one of the stones is for. You have your own mantra that belongs to you, and you know how you're going to use the stone. Because the deal is, people buy stones all the time. They're like, oh, they're so pretty, and then they order them, and then they come, and they only remember what they are because when they got the stone, it was in the box and it told them, and then they sort of remember what it's for, and then it goes away and you don't even remember, right? And part of that is because, one, you didn't create it for you. You bought it, it was beautiful, but you didn't actually decide that it was your stone and how you were going to use it. And so you didn't there was a step missing. You saw it, that was your vision. You thought that it was going to be really good for you because the intention sounded right. And then you didn't take the action by including it in your daily life. So the crystal charging session helps you solidify what they're for, and then how you're going to use them. And then you can take the notes so you remember what they're for and how you're going to use them and what your mantra is. So then when you have to cleanse them and you do all the stuff, we talk about cleansing and recharging in that session. You are actively using the stones for the reason that you said you thought it was great in the first place. Yes? Yes. So you get the success kit stones. Now, I am not going to tell you what those stones are, because one of the things that you have to do is you have to name one of the stones that's in this year's success kit. Tell me what the stone is, what it's for, and how you'll use it. So you say, so last year's stone, one of the stones in last year's kit was Apophyllite, as I said. And Apophyllite's message is perfection is my natural state of being. And a way to use it is in meditation. You can lay down with it on your third eye. You can lay down with it. You can sit on meditation with it on your seventh chakra. You can hold it in your hand. You can stare at it. You can literally put it in front of you on a shelf and stare into the stone, focusing solely on the stone and allowing it to clear your mind. There are several ways to use this crystal, and that is what I want to hear from you. But this is Apophyllite, which is last year's stone. This is not this year's. I'm not telling you what they are. You have to go find it. It is available. If you go back in videos toward the beginning of the year, right, when I made the announcement about what the stones were, you will find a video that talks about the five stones and crystals of the success kit for 2021. Figure it out and tell me what your favorite one is, what it's for, and how you're going to use it. Number 2 thing that you have to say in your video is tell me, what does the word illimitable mean to you? I use it every week. I tell you the definition, but what does it mean to you? And you have to actually say the word illimitable. The word illimitable means to me, or some version of that. Number 3, what is your favorite episode of The Magic and the Crystals? Yes, you're going to have to go back and look at The Magic and the Crystals, which was our series in February. Tell me what your favorite episode was and why. And then what book do you think I should do next? So this summer, we're going to do a book. In July, we're going to do a book about that for the month. So it's going to be, this is what it is, and then how we're going to add a stone or crystal to it, just like we did with the magic and the crystals. Remember, it was 28 days. It could be 30 days. It could be, you could choose a 365-day book, and we just do 1 month of it, right? So for the month of July, we're doing a book and with corresponding crystals, and then we need to choose what that book is. So I have some books in mind. Give me some of your ideas. So those are the 3 things that need to be included in your video. Keep them really short. It takes me way longer to explain it than it will be for you to answer these questions. You ought to be able to get them in less than a minute. Remember, when you send it in, it means I own the video, so that means I can show them. Because remember, I said that we were going to be choosing 3 names. So 1 gets the grand prize of the spiritual empowerment box, which we just talked about. 1 gets the Success Stones kit. Spiritual empowerment box with crystal charging session. 1 gets the Success Stone kit with crystal charging session. And then 1 gets a mini subscription to what I call spiritual IV sessions. These are microtized versions of like working with me as a muse client. So what we do is you tell me the heart of what's going on. We do an affirmative treatment around it, which is me speaking affirmative prayer and like language in a very specific scientific order to help with mindset blocks and help you understand, plug in and drop in to the perfection that you are. So these sessions, that's why I call them spiritual IV sessions. IV technically stands for Illimitable Vision Sessions. However, this is really like, you know, popping it right in your arm. It's a IV session. It's a spiritual IV session so that you're getting the juice right at the moment that you're kind of waning, right? So you get 1 month of those, and that's worth $111.11. That's how much when you do a subscription with me, that's what it is monthly. The Success Stones kit with the crystal charging session is worth $170, and the spiritual empowerment box with crystal charging session is worth $260. So you can get one of these things as your gift if you enter this contest. I love this. I love these kinds of things. I love giving away stuff. I love giving away stones and crystals. I love helping people understand how to connect with them and what they mean for their life. And I love doing these spiritual IV sessions. My clients are having wonderful success for them. They are just, you know, it's keeping the juice going. And that's what we like to do. Keep that juice going. So enter the contest. That's all I can say. It's going to be good. I would love to see you. I'd love to see what you have to say. I would love to hear how you are going to connect with the stones and crystals the way that you think that they are, that you need to be connecting with them. Enter that contest. Enter. It will be fun, 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 and fun. Yes? Yes. Yay! That is all for today. Make sure you subscribe, my friends. Remember, you need to subscribe or you will not get notified when I go live. You will not get notified when cool stuff happens. Cool stuff will be happening. I have a feeling that during the month of June, I will probably pop in and throw in some other stuff that people might be able to win in this contest. I might be introducing you to a way to get more regular inductions of information and inspiration from some really cool people. So that could be coming up in the month of June. Lots of stuff. So make sure you subscribe. Put it in your calendar. Every Saturday morning, I'm here with you, either me alone or me with one of my fantastic friends and teachers that I have learned from and grown with and expanded with, and I want to share with you. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, my friends, you are illimitable. You are illimitable. So go out and create a life that rocks. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Next week, we will be live. It'll be from someplace really spectacular. I can't wait to share it with you. Good, good, good stuff. Have a really wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your weekend. If you were watching this today when we air, it is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. So do some remembering, okay? Do some remembering. And I will see you next week. I love you.